Young. Are you serious?
To Lagos this morning. Hope we'll meet you nice and easy. Hope you're doing very well. It's another brand new day in the city of Lagos, and we've come to serve you more educative information and also to entertain you live here on Flip TV. This is Lagos this morning. My name is Ebuka Ezobika.
Good morning, Lagos. Tutuoma, Lagos, as the Igbo people have it. Nakwana, Lagos, just like the Hausa too, we have it. And Ekaro, Lagos, just like the Yorubas, we have it. In case I'm not able to, I've not, greeted you in your language, you can just, comment where you're from, and then
On behalf of
sure
Pidgin people, Pidgin we say area.
Good morning, Naija. Alright, you're welcome to Lagos this morning. I am Kufrela Dritimi, okay?
Alright, so we'll be serving you the stories basically that is making the round. So quickly, let's get into the stories as it is. Now, the first story we'll be looking at: rise above personal ambition, uphold national interests. Presidency urges Obi.
And then moving on to the next story this morning is Obi proposes 5-year single tenure for presidential office.
Moving on to other stories: Tinubu to unveil death registration portal.
Cooking gas scarcity eats Lagos, Kano, Pastina, and other states.
And the Lagos State government slashes fares by 25%.
And we have on business, Naira crashes to 1,030 Naira as speculators react.
Moving on to the foreign side of things, not good news coming from Israel as Israel gives condition for ceasefire as death toll hits 11,000.
And we also bring to you entertainment news whereby Naira Marley, Sam Larry get 20 million bail.
And not so good news coming out from legendary actor Peter Ibu as we hear that Nollywood actor Mr. Ibu leg has been amputated.
Okay, and lastly we have on sports news. Let's have you take sport news.
Yes, on sports, Chelsea defeats the club side Tottenham Hotspur 4-1 in the London Derby. So these are the stories we'll be looking at this morning on Lagos this morning as it is. We'll be coming back after the short break to serve you all the details of each story. We'll be right back.
100 Nereko, Estambaseko.
All right, welcome back. This is still Lagos this morning. So let us get into the teeth of the action as it is. Let's start with the first story we'll be serving to you. Now, this is coming from the presidency replying Peter Obi. Now, Mr. Bayo Ononuga, who is a special advisor to the president on information and strategy, on Monday, I've urged the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi to prove his belief in Nigeria. In a statement titled "Peter Obi should find better vocation instead of casting aspersions on the judiciary," Ononuga also admonished Obi to find another worthwhile vocation to engage his time henceforth. This is coming from Mr. Bayo Ononuga, who is the spokesperson.
Are you tired of your valuable offers and deals getting lost in the
our next
digital
story
world?
this morning
Imagine the
Obi
frustration of struggling to share your
single
offer.
tenure for presidential
Questions
office.
on the
flag
judiciary.
bearer of the
Ononuga also
Labour
admonished
Party,
Obi to
Peter
find
Obi, in the
another
February 2020
worthwhile
election,
vocation
has put put forward
engage
a
his
proposal
time
for a 5-year single
henceforth. This is
presidential
coming
tenure
from
for each of
Mr.
the
Bayo
6
Ononuga, who is the
geopolitical
Are
spokesperson
you
to
tired of
the
your
president.
valuable offers and
Nigeria.
deals getting
His
lost in the
proposal
background?
came
Imagine the
in
frustration of struggling to hear your
single
offer.
tenure for
Questions
recent
on
press briefing
the
by
judiciary.
Ononuga
also admonished Obi to find another worthwhile vocation to engage his time henceforth. This is coming from Mr. Bayo Ononuga, who is the
And then in contrast, Obi disagreed with the 6-year tenure
Imagine the frustration of struggling to hear your offer.
Questions on the judiciary. Ononuga also admonished Obi to find another worthwhile vocation to engage his time henceforth. This is coming from
introduction of a single tenure system.
All right, so moving on to other stories. Tinubu to unveil birth, death, and also registration portal on Wednesday. Now, the President Bola Tinubu is expected to unveil an electronic civil registration and vital statistics system and geopolitical data repository on Wednesday. As it is, the chairman of the National Population Commission, talking about Mr. Nasir Kwara, he made this known on Monday at a pre-launch briefing in Abuja. According to Kwara, the launch of the ECRVs by Tinubu marks the commitment of the current government and leadership to strengthen civil registration data capturing, collation, processing, dissemination, and timely access to statistics on vital events in the country.
Another story we have for you this morning is on the cooking gas scarcity, which has hit Lagos, Katsina, Kano, and Sokoto. This scarcity of liquefied petroleum gas is known as cooking gas, as hit Lagos and some other states in the country, Nigeria. The other affected states, according to findings, are Sokoto, Delta, Kaduna, and Kano. The rise in the price of the commodity has been noticed since last month, causing a continuous rise in prices. It was reported how gas terminals owners increased price by 6% in October alone. Price of 20 metric tons of gas has rose from some other states in the rose from 10 million at the beginning, 10 M at the beginning of last month to 16 million as of last month, despite NLNG. It was reported how gas terminals owners increased price by them at 6% in October alone. A market survey was done over the weekend which revealed that the 12.5 rose from 10 million at the beginning, 10,500 at the beginning of last month, 16 million. Some of the traders also made known that despite how gas terminals how gas between 11,000 and 12,000 price by them at 6% they could not access a market survey was done the price of the weekend revealed that 12.5 rose from December at the beginning, 10,500 at the beginning of last month, 16 million. Some of the traders also made known that despite how gas how gas between 11,000 naira. The president of the Nigerian Access Bank, a market survey was done the price of the gas revealed that 4% that there is December at the price of the beginning, 10,500 at the last month, some of the traders also made known that by how gas masses, how gas between 11,000 naira. The president of the Nigerian Access Bank, a market survey was done the price of the gas revealed that 4% that there is December at the price of the beginning. Also, according to findings, the scarcity was investigation has shown that the ground the president of the Nigerian Access and then in Kaduna, investigation in Kaduna reported that President was content carrying as the leaders of national parties and then in Kaduna, investigation Kaduna reported that President was content carrying as the leaders of national
Okay, let's hear from you how much you get gas in your area. Now moving on to the business side of things, Naira crashes to 1,030 Naira per dollar. Speculators now are beginning to react to this particular issue. Now the Naira crashed against the dollar on Monday, falling to 1,030 Naira per dollar on the average in the parallel market. The news with momentum is gathered last week. We're also celebrating the rise of the dollar. Okay, let's hear from you how much you get gas in your area. Now moving on to the business side of things, Naira come again 1,030 Naira per dollar. Now this representatives now allow loss to the particular issue. 8.42% against the dollar on Monday. The local currency 1,000 Naira per dollar in the parallel market. Momentum is also the first time the Naira is following the rise of the dollar. Okay, let's hear from you how much you get gas. Some of the efforts back last Naira. Currency traders also known as the Naira per dollar. Now this representative now allow the Naira was trading at 8.40% in the dollar on Monday. The local currency 1,000 Naira per dollar in the parallel market. Momentum is also the first time the Naira is following the rise of the dollar. Okay, let's hear from you how much you get gas. Some of the efforts back last Naira. Currency traders also known as the Naira per dollar. Now this representative now allow the Naira was trading at 8.40% in the dollar on Monday. The local currency 1,000 Naira per dollar in the parallel market. It's also the first time the Naira is following the rise of the dollar. Okay, let's hear from you how much you get gas. Some of the efforts back last Naira. Currency traders also known as the Naira per dollar. Now this representative now allow the Naira was trading at 8.40% in the dollar on Monday. The local currency 1,000 Naira per dollar in the parallel market. It's also the first time the Naira is following the rise of the dollar. Okay, let's hear from you how much you get gas. Some of the efforts back last Naira. Currency traders also known as the Naira per dollar. Now this representative now allow the Naira was trading at 8.40% in the dollar on Monday. The local currency 1,000 Naira per dollar in the parallel market.
Bus and railway transport services until another review is announced. So that is the latest update on the price of the transportation, and it shows that the Lagos State government has actually heard us, and then they've given a 25% fare.
All right, let's see how the masses react to this. If the Lagos State government will go further to reduce it to more than this, or like I said, pending further review. Probably a month from now, we should be expecting a further review concerning these issues, concerning the price of bus transits in Lagos State. Now, not just looking at the BRT buses alone. Now, people are also lamenting the price of the yellow buses too. The government should also do something about it, and also the NURTW, if they will also be able to come into the transport sector in Lagos State. Now, let's move on to the foreign side of things and talk about Israel. Israel gives condition for ceasefire as the death toll hits 11,000. Now, I'm talking of human beings dead. 11,000 already dead. Now, the health ministry in Hamas, Gaza Strip, said on Sunday that at least 9,770 people have been killed in Palestinian territory since the war with Israel erupted last month. The ministry also said at least 4,800 children were among those killed since Israel began striking the Gaza Strip in retaliation to the October 7 attacks carried out by Hamas militants in southern Israel, which Israeli officials said killed over 1,400, most of them civilians. The last information brings the death toll on both sides to about 11,187 people confirmed dead. Meanwhile, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Sunday gave a condition for the ceasefire. Israel won't agree to any ceasefire activity in the Gaza war without the return of the hostages. Netanyahu said this during a visit to Ramon Air Force Base in southern Israel, as he explained that he was delivering his message both to the country's allies and enemies. I said this yesterday concerning this particular issue going on between Israel and the battle against the Hamas militants, that the Hamas also, as much as we are already pressuring Israel to step it down a bit, Hamas also has to release the hostages. Without this, Israel would not hear anything. The president has made it boldly. He's saying it and he's not trying to mince words as it is. He has said it, he stated it categorically that if you don't release these people, we're not going to step down. They've been attacking Gaza both on air, on land, and on sea. Somebody was even saying they haven't attacking them physically and spiritually. Because the way the attack is back to back. They are just coming from all angles. They are not leaving no stone unturned. So the president is saying it, and he's not just sounding the warning to the Palestinians or those in Gaza or the Hamas militants. He's sounding the warning to all of their allies, their friends from other nations. At this point, he's telling them, don't beg me, beg them to do the needful. Once they do the needful, then we'll do our own needful. And he also made mention of something yesterday, that at the end of this war, Israel will take full responsibility of Gaza. He made this known, meaning this is a full-blown war that is going on out there. Hopefully, the Hamas or those in Gaza and also the Palestinian government should also appeal to the Hamas militias to release the hostages so that at least we'll have peace. 11,000 dead bodies is not a joking matter at this point.
All right, then let's move on to the next story this morning, which is on entertainment. Naira Marley, Sam Larry get 20 million bail. All right, so this is in relation with the death of the Nigerian singer Mohbad, Imole, popularly known as Mohbad. A magistrate court sitting in Yaba, Lagos State on Monday, which was yesterday, granted singer Azeez Fashola, also known as Naira Marley, and Lagos socialite Balogun Eletu, known as Sam Larry, bail in the sum of 20 million with 3 responsible duties. Naira Marley, Sam Larry, and 2 others were on October 6th arraigned and remanded over their alleged involvement in circumstances surrounding the death of a musician, Ilerioluwa Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad. The magistrate, Adeola Olatunbosu, told the defendant to submit their passport and ordered that they had to report weekly to the State Criminal Investigation Department, PANTI. As part of the bail conditions, the defendants had to surrender their passports and make weekly appearances at the State Criminal Investigation Department, in his words, Olatunbosu. She also warned that no one should contact her directly on the case. Any attempt to contact me directly would be recorded and potentially disclosed in open court proceedings. More details will be out, and immediately it's out, we kind of put you people all with them.
Alright, so let's move on to other entertainment stories now. This is not really too good news coming from legendary Nollywood actor John Okafor, popularly known as Mr. Ibo. Details of his developments were revealed on his official Instagram handle on Monday. As of 1 p.m. noon, that was yesterday. This is his sister. I'm just quoting the sister verbatim right now. Daddy has gone through 7 successful surgeries, but to keep him alive and increase his chances of recovery, one of his legs had to be amputated. The statement read in part, "This development has been hard on us all, but we have had to accept it as Daddy's new reality to keep him alive." The family has also appealed to Nigerians to support the actor. So they're still calling on friends and families to keep supporting the actor. This is not really too good news. Some days ago,
It's really a tough time for Mr. Hippo and his family.
We just pray that God will continue to console them and also keep him alive and cure him of every sicknesses that he's going through currently right now. Not forgetting also another actor too, Amechi Monago, Also, he's also suffering a particular kind of ailment. His own, I think it came out last week too. And the Actors Guild of Nigeria, I believe that they are currently on their toes to make sure that he also gets needed treatment so that he'll be fit as a fiddle. Okay, let's move on right now to the sports side of things. Crazy game yesterday at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 9 players for Tottenham Hotspur as they lost 4-1 to the Chelsea side. The game has basically everything you needed from a football game. Controversies, yellow cards, red cards, VAR decisions, almost some things, some quarrels on the field of play, goals, 5 goals scored. But at the end of the day, the away team, Chelsea, defeated Tottenham Hotspur by 4-1. Right now, Chelsea are 10th position on the table. And also, Tottenham Hotspur coming into the game, it was the battle of the unbeaten team against the overbeaten team. So the overbeaten team defeated the unbeaten team. So officially, the unbeaten for Tottenham Hotspur has come to an end. So all teams in the English Premier League as of now, everybody has tasted defeat. It's like breakfast. Everybody go collect last. So yesterday was the turn of Tottenham Hotspur to collect their own share of their losses. So let's end it right here. When we come back from the break, we'll talk about one of the talking points today on the show, which states Obi proposes 5-year tenure for presidential office. When we come back, we'll be talking about that.
Just stay with us. We'll be right back.
100 Nereko, Esambaseko.
Well, welcome back. This is still Lagos This Morning on Flip TV, and we've given you some of the trending stories that we've given out as it is. We have some comments already rolling in on the comment section. Thank you for your comments. We'll be reading them right now.
All right, we have from Panhafro Patriarch. I'm sorry if I am not able to, spell out your name correctly, but his comment says money in the hands of illiterates is dangerous to community at large. That's true.
Yeah, Pan-Afro Patriarch.
Yes. With big money, best health care should follow. I believe that should be on the case of Mr.
Ibu, yeah.
Yes, I believe he's receiving the best treatments he can currently.
Yeah, I think, yes, I hope he is. In fact, talking about flying him abroad for better treatment. Another thing we have to look at is the healthcare system in the country, where we know that most of the doctors, rather, have all jackpot. Let me use that word. They've all jackpot.
Yes, yeah.
So we are just left with the few doctors, not upcoming. We have some professional doctors in the country, but there are not so many of them anymore.
Yeah,
just the few hands that we have that are trying to, to make us survive. And we just hope that the government will still do something concerning the health sector. I was checking, this is me I'm digressing right now, checking about the supplementary budget that came out, and there was nothing actually for the health sector. Nothing for the health sector. And the government really need to do more concerning that particular one. Otherwise, we'll have more of our doctors going abroad for greener pastures. And the way it's going, we'll just have probably 3 doctors remaining. Native doctor, small doctor, and conductor. Those are the doctors who just have remaining in the country as it is. Now let's move on to the topic of today's conversation. Now, like you can see on the bottom of your screen there, that's the topic we'll be looking at today, concerning the pronouncement made by the Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, who is talking about a 5-year tenure for the presidency, for the office of the president. Now last week, we have articles saying the same things. This time we have Peter Obi saying the same thing. So the story, let's have it as it is concerning Mr. Peter Obi that is coming outside to tell us about that the presidency that he's proposing a 5-year tenure for a presidency, 5-year single term tenure, not you going 4 times, or rather, how is it called right now? a 2-term, 4 years, 4 years, that's 8 years. Instead of doing 8 years, just do your 5 years.
Have a 5 years.
And let's move on to the other geopolitical zone.
Yes, and just during the press briefing that was actually done, the article had actually said about giving 6 years, 6 years single term for the president, and then Peter Obi actually disagreed in that by suggesting a 5-year tenure with 30-year rotation system, so it could go around to all the 6 geopolitical zones we have in Nigeria, instead of it to just be on just maybe a few ones and not letting it go around.
Yeah, Peter Obi made this particular pronouncement yesterday during his live press broadcast, making it known to Nigerians what he feels is right. Now, these same thoughts was also first made mention by Waziri himself, talking about Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. He made it known in his live press conference last week while reacting to the judgment of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. He said how would I put it right now? He is trying to propose a 6-year tenure for presidency. And if you just do your 6 years, owing to the fact that we have 6 geopolitical zones in the country. So if everybody can just do their own, the north have theirs, the south, the west, and the east. They will go to the south. So those, the geopolitical zones, 6 of them. Yeah. So it will be able to spread across. And there will be no need for us saying that, oh, let's have it for this. So because directly or indirectly, we are towing towards that path, basically. Because if you look at it, the last elections, there was this saying especially from the PDP, that, oh, the north has have their own share. Now it's time for the south to have theirs, which brought to the rancor between Nyesom Wike and also Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and the People's Democratic Party. So slowly we are moving towards that path. So do you agree that we should have a 5-year single or a 6-year single term tenure for the office of the president, instead of having 4 years for the president, that you can also come back again to do another 4 years, making it 8 years? Why not have a 5-year or 6-year like they are proposing, just a single term tenure, 5 years, 6 years? Or if you have other suggestions too, you can let us know under the comment section. Let us know what you feel about it. Now, that being said, it will be recalled that I think 2012 or 2014, one of those particular period, the former president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, made this also known, that why not we have this same format for presidency. He tried to push it to the House of Assembly, but at the point it was turned down because back then, the PDP was the ruling party, the APC were like the opposition as at that time then. So the current president, Bola Tinubu, then was like that. This is just like the president using a back road to elongate his stay in office. That was what the president back then was saying, talking about Bola Tinubu. Then he was still in the opposition. That was the APC. Also, I could recall Lai Mohammed. So the many when he was in the APC, then on the opposition, they were all fighting over this. That no, it shouldn't be. This shouldn't be. This should be like this. No. But right now, I think the political atmosphere in the country right now is towing towards that path. If you look at it politically, when it concerns the presidency, it's in fact this issue played out a major factor in the election this year. Some people want from the south, someone from the west, some from the south or from the north, some from the east. Some are saying that, oh, this region is being cheated.
Yes.
Some are saying, no, this region has ruled for a particular period of time. Why not we have this region come through? So if you look at all these things that is going left, right, and center, I think we're already going towards this particular issue that Atiku and Obi are already talking about as it is. So let us know what you think concerning this. Did you agree with Atiku and Mr. Peter Obi concerning a 5-year single term? Meaning if you have gone for your 5 years or 6 years, you are not coming back. It moves to another geopolitical zone. Do you agree? Let us have your comments on the comment section. Also, every other thing we'll be talking about since we came on the program, feel free to let us know to drop your comment on the comment section.
Okay, and we have a few comments here already. We have from Emmanuel. nothing for health, but them won't put SUV is in their budget for the country. All right, so that's just about the still the case about Mr. Ibu. I mean,
talking about he's talking about the budget for next year. Talking about the supplementary budget that was released by the government. Nothing for the health sector. So he's saying that, so there's nothing for health sector, but there is provision for SUVs. So I think the SUV probably is trying to say that the SUVs are more important than the health sector.
Yeah, well, you would say that the SUVs are more important, for the people in power, because obviously when they have any health issue, they fly out of the country. So
obviously, yeah.
Yes. So they don't really have much plans for the health sector in Nigeria, which is not meant to be. So we hope the government will actually do better with that. You can read out the other comments.
This is from Pan Afro Patriarch. He says it's better that the people public votes on term limits for politicians. That way, only by the people will it change. Okay, it's better that the people public vote on term limits for politicians. That way, only the people will change. Okay, I'm trying to understand your message here, Pan Afro. I'm just trying to understand it, but then thank you very much. Okay, it continued. Okay, so let me just join here because it's break up at a point. It's better that the people public vote on term limits for politicians. That way, only by the people will it change. When presidents make law, the next in office will replace prior laws. Better that such important laws go to the people's vote. So I think that the people should vote on that particular regards. But yeah, how are the people going to vote? Are through the House of Representatives. The people in the House of Reps are there to represent us here. So anything they say is there, it goes into law. So he's trying to also say that that if a law is made, the president can come in to change the formal law that is there. I think it's hard. It's not something that is easy. For a president to change a law that is already on ground. It has to go through scrutiny from the Senate and also the House of Representatives. Majid, those greedy men won't agree. Talking about the single term tenure, that those greedy men won't agree.
Well, I feel like if the law is stated, like they should adhere to the law. They should follow what the law states. So they just need to, if it's going to be acceptable, they just need to make it known, and then anyone coming or anyone in power needs to be able to adhere to those laws. So it should actually agree, hopefully.
So now the ways this could happen is, number one, a member of the House of Assembly needs to bring it up as a bill.
Yes.
He has to bring it up as a bill so they can review that particular bill, or the president has to write it and propose it to the Senate that, okay, this is what I want. Can this happen? Then they will discuss about it, deliberate, and let's see how it goes. But then everybody has their own special interests. Everybody has their special interests. Yes. I was speaking to somebody about this early this morning, and the guy was like, even if the president wants to do it right now, he won't do it now. He will wait for his 8 years, probably that year, that his own tenure will be complete before he hands over here. Maybe January of that year, since he will leave by May. January, Senate, this is what I want. So the next person that is coming should know that this is what is on ground. So, anyways, so yeah, I said personal interest is part of those things. So now it depends on what the House of Assembly and the Senate too. And if people also can push for this to happen. Yeah. There are so many laws that we need currently in the country. I just hope that it would just see the light of this. So many of these laws. Like we were mentioning the other time that they will not work really on the health sector because they travel abroad. What if there is a law that stops them from traveling abroad? That if any politician or any political office holder is sick, should be treated in their own constituency.
Well, I don't see that law. Actually,
why?
I don't see that happening.
Why can't it happen?
Because they're the one who make law, so I don't think they will put that. They will surely want to like just like you had said, personal interest. Personal interest. It's just personal interest.
No, there should be a reason. No, you said that it's not possible for that law to happen. Why is it not possible for that kind of law to happen? That they should make it a law that everybody, as long as you're a political office holder, you are sick, no flying you abroad, they will treat you, not even in the country.
They obviously don't believe in the capacity that the health sector in Nigeria actually has. The hospital, they don't feel like it is they don't feel like they have the capacity to actually, cure some certain
But they believe that other countries have the capacity to do it. How do these countries?
They are not willing to actually put in. So you see, the case of Nigeria is really a big one that we can never finish solving.
Like Majid is saying, I feel personal interest is the problem of Nigeria.
Yeah, very
personal interest, selfish interest also, you can put it that way. As long as you're comfortable, you don't care about the next person in that particular regards. Now, if it concerns that particular law, that if you are sick, I wouldn't say they should treat you in the country. If they should treat you in your constituency, where you're coming from. Because when you want to campaign for votes, you come to that constituency to campaign for votes. Once you win, you are sick, you fly abroad.
Well, that is actually true. Coming to think about it, it's actually going to be a good one.
Yes, now
that law can actually be made.
Because there is this thing. Once you are done from office, at a point you leave the office.
Yes.
Anybody can fall sick from, so there's so many laws. This is me that now digressing into the health sector because it's one of the paramount issues that we're looking at as long as Nigeria is really concerned. There's some laws that should be.
And do you know that if this law is actually made, a lot of some other things will actually also be made at ease for common man. Imagine some people falling sick, then they have to look for hospital bill, and then they have to be treated outside the country because Nigeria, the country they are in, don't have that facility they need. So they have to be taken abroad to actually be treated. So then aside looking for the money to actually pay the hospital bill, they will also be looking for money for flights. So if they are able to really make that law that everyone should be treated, the politicians should also be treated in the country, I think they would want to actually invest in the health sector in Nigeria, which will actually benefit the whole
Kofo, you have a question.
Okay, I have a question. Please, who is supposed to make the country health sector to be capable?
Since you say they are not capable, since you say they are not capable, Mr. Capable is over there. So who is going to make it?
Of course, the politicians, the government, of course.
So like I said, these are some of the issues that we should be looking at, that we really need to look at.
Yes.
You've mentioned so many things. You think of the money you pay for the hospital bill. You think of what is it called right now? The money that you use to travel abroad. Then you look at it that the money you save to travel abroad, if our health sectors here are working, you will just pay the money here and use the money that abroad to do other things. But then it is well with Nigeria. It is well with Nigeria. Majid, thank you very much for your following through. You said the painful thing is that we know the problem, but we rather worship than solving it. Part of the things we talk about selfish interest, as it concerns the topic of our discussion, Obi proposing a 5-year single-term tenure for the presidential office. Do you agree or don't you agree with this? Obi is not the only person in this particular shoe. Also, Alhaji Atiq Abubakar have proposed a 6-year tenure for this one. Do you agree? Yes or no? Let us get your comments on the comment section. We'll be coming back. We'll be going for a short break. When we come back, we'll just round up on the show this morning on Lagos This Morning. We'll be right back after the short break. Yeah, welcome back. This is still Lagos This Morning, and we are still on the topical issue. Obi proposing a 5-year tenure for a presidential office. What say you? Do you agree with his statement or not? And like we made mention, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, also proposed a 6-year single-term tenure for the office of the presidency. Their reasons is that it should spread across all geopolitical zones. That if a particular zone have done its first 5 years or 6 years, the presidency should move to other geopolitical zones and it should spread. And using the example of Mr. Peter Obi says that if a presidency or a presidential candidate has his 5 years, another one has another 5 years, if it can spread in 30 years, it would have spread across all 6 geopolitical zones in the country, and every zone would have felt the dividends of democracy. Now, do you agree with this their say or not? Let us get your opinion concerning all these discussions we'll be having on the show this morning. You can drop your comments on the comment section there.
Okay, we have a comment from Ima Samuel. It says that Atiku is saying this because he has failed. So it means that Atiku is suggesting the 6 years, single tenure. He's saying that because he has failed. Okay.
Or rather, yes, he has failed to win, and also the Supreme Court too. He failed in the Supreme Court level too, yeah.
Yeah, so all around it's still personal interest. He's not there, so he's suggesting that.
Okay, that's right. Emma. He said his name is Emma.
Emma, all right.
Yeah, sorry, Emma. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Pam Afro says that the government should subsidize Nigerian medical doctors, give incentives to remain in Africa and not go abroad for higher pay. That's true. The
government should subsidize Nigerian medical doctors, give incentives to remain in Africa, and not go abroad for higher pay. One of the problems is not a problem. It's a problem basically, being the fact of that how much are they paying them here? Yeah, it's because what is making many of the doctors going out is the pay. Now that complaining of the pay, and also the inflation in the country is on the high side, and if you calculate the workforce, the workload, and you just need one doctor that is over there to make way for others to come in. He just one doctor. It's the normal thing with Baba. If you don't reach that side, I bet show me way. Baba, show me way. It's just a typical Nigerian thing. So once you go there, you see the way. You call one other person. That will show this person the way. This person shows that way, and there is no improvement in this place that we know as the way. They will look for other ways. So it falls on the government to do more concerning this particular issue we're talking about. Then Emma is saying, why didn't he say this before now, talking about Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and I'm guessing also Mr. Peter Obi, why didn't they say this before now? Well, probably they might have thought about it, probably, or they are just thinking about it, probably. Nobody knows what's on their mind. It's just how it is. Atiku stated this first, but like I said, they were not the first to say this. Goodluck Jonathan said this when he was president of the country. I can't remember the year right now, either 2012, 2013, I can't really recall the year. But Jonathan made this known as at that time. There was even a point when there was a confab. Confab was done in 2012, if I can recall. There was a confab, and even till now, the report from that confab, which brought out so many solutions to the problem of Nigeria, that report has just been dead. We don't know if it's buried because nobody has said anything concerning that. Those deliberations that were done during the confab back then. So Jonathan made this known, but till now, right now, it's coming up again. That is why we're bringing it to you to let us know what you think about it. And so far, we've seen your comment as it is. Yeah. Dan, we see you also. Said that Atiku and Obi are failures. But Dan, you're not answering the question basically. The question is, do you agree with what they are saying? Yes, we know they failed already. So, but the question currently right now is, do you agree with the 5-term or 6-year single-term tenure? Now, not just agree, you have to read and understand their points. And we've tried to explain the points in the course of the show. I don't know if you followed us from when we started. Yeah, so let us know, do you agree with it or not?
So we are looking forward to hearing back from you, Dan. So let us know your comment on that. Do you agree with the 5-year or the 6-year single tenure given to the presidency? And so would be rounding up soon. Okay, Dan already dropped a comment. I don't need to agree, but would have done it if they won the election.
You can't really say. Yeah, you can't really say. It might be that they might and they might not. Yeah, we can't say we're not in their minds. But then you say you don't need to agree, but would they have done it if they have won the election? Who knows? But right now, the both of them are already clear right now that they will be forming the Labour Party. They say they'll be forming the opposition. They will be opposition. I'm just smiling because of Dan. Dan is saying they would never. They would never. Anyways, you said they will be forming part of the opposition, and their job as opposition is to scrutinize every move that this present administration is making, which is not supposed to be. They will start scrutinizing these things. That is the main function of opposition. Opposition is very much welcome.
Okay. I think I get Dan's comments. He meant that I don't need to agree, but would they have rather done it if they won the election?
Oh, okay. All right, that's what I'm trying to say. So like I was saying, opposition is part of democracy. We need it in the country. During the time of the PDP, we had opposition parties at a point, different parties. But when the APC became, like when they merged together, it became a stronger force. The APC, like we already know, is a coalition of so many parties together put in one. So when they came together, they became a stronger force as it concerns opposition, and they were always antagonizing every move of the ruling party then, which is the People's Democratic Party. So right now, the Labour Party presidential candidates will be, actually Peter Obi, he says the Labour Party, including himself, they would, he also mentioned the Obedient Movement, that they would form the opposition party to scrutinize every move that this present administration is making to make sure that Nigeria would be where it's supposed to be. More comments coming. This is coming from Abel or Natsunde. My people, only God, and I'm reading his mind. My people, only God, only God will do what will help us in this country. Obi, Atiku, and sitting president, all of them are the same. Now the same WhatsApp group that day. Now president and the admin. That's what he's trying to say. There's all of this here. They are the same thing. That's what Abel is trying to say. From his comments, that let's just leave it for God. Exactly. Let's just leave it for God.
We can only talk and talk and talk.
It's good. But then, not every. Like I say, I tell people, not everything. Not everything is God. If you don't work, you have to start putting in the work. Let's start putting in it. Yes, it's important. God will not come down to come and do things for us. We have to keep putting in the work. The good things we have to do, the needed things we have to do, the ideas we have that we can share. These are the things that make things work. Not that you have an idea and you sit there and say, God will tell them now. God will tell them. The idea is with you. Why not bring it out? That is how we have to make Nigeria great again. All right, so thank you very much. At this particular point, we have to draw the curtain on the show today. I want to say thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did. It promises to be bigger and better as time goes by. And thanks to Pan Afro, whatever can be done to hand over economic finance of African youth, the youths feel competition towards the people more than professional politicians old school. Africa is most youthful culture. Thank you very much, Panafro. Yes, from your name already, I see you're an advocate for African things, Panafro, and you're talking about Africa there. Thank you very much for your comments. We thank all of you so much. From Dan to Emma Samuel, who am I missing?
Majid.
Yeah, Majid. Yes.
Emmanuel.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all for commenting. Thank you for staying with us, and to every of our wonderful viewers across the globe. We say thank you for staying with us on this program, Lagos This Morning.
Well, like I mentioned, tomorrow we'll be back with a more interesting edition of the show. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, like the page, and share as you see it scrolling on your page. So just like it, subscribe to get notifications on more interesting programs live here on Flip TV. My name is Ebuka Ezobika. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My name is Koforo Ladritmioke.
100 naira. Ẹ sàn bá ṣe kó.